is part 2 of email etiquette and guidelines for writing professional correspondence in college and in the workplace. And I'm just going to finish up with a couple of final thoughts, and then we're going to take a look at an example email that you would send to a professor. And again, these rules apply to formal emails that you send to jobs, job inquiry, thank you letters for interviews, those kinds of things. So it's crucial for you to remember that emails last forever, or can last forever. Most schools and businesses keep records of messages for years, if not decades. So as a result, it's critical that you remain polite at all times. Additionally, many communication platforms focus on near instantaneous communication, like Facebook, your telephones. You can see where somebody has read your email and leave you on read, I guess, as a lot of people say, or like you can see where they've read your message on Facebook and in Messenger, and that kind of thing, Snapchat, those kinds of places. But emails are not like that. They don't always offer instant gratification. You can't tell whether or not a professor has read your email unless they have that feature turned on, where you have to require notification that it's been read, that kind of thing. So professors, recruiters, hiring managers, and other professionals might get a lot of emails every day. So it's important that you be realistic about turnaround times. Now, what I would suggest to you, if it is something that you know, like an upcoming absence, or you have something that you can give your professor notice you're going to miss class on a Thursday and it's a Monday, like that's what I would suggest when I would suggest composing an email prior to. Now I know that emergencies come up, you're going to be absent from class today because you had a flat tire, that kind of thing, and you need time is kind of the essence. But you need to be realistic about their turnaround times. College professors at JSU, they have office hours, which is usually when they check email, and that might not be on the day that you have a class. You also, they also might be some might be highly responsive, some may be, and check at home or those kinds of things. But remember, though, to be polite and respectful of their hours as well. Evening hours, after work hours, they have families and they have other activities and agendas going on. So be mindful of that when you think about when a professor should or an instructor should respond back to you. Finally, and this is something that I kind of wanted to point out, mainly because I have written a student an email regarding assignment like a week ago and still haven't gotten a response, so I know that person is not checking their emails routinely. You need to be courteous and check your own email regularly as well. So if you expect for a professor to be responsive or an instructor to be responsive to you, make sure that you're checking your emails regularly. That's the professional thing to do. Reply in a reasonable amount of time if they send you an email, and ensure that any critical information that's being sent to you, you open that and review it in a timely manner. So keep that in mind. Keep those thoughts in mind. Let's take a look at an example of a professional email. And I just kind of winged this one. I didn't want to write one about the prompt that I'm actually asking you to write about. So this one is about, I know that I'm going to be absent. It's, a Monday. I'm going to be absent from a Thursday class meeting. And so I'm going to go ahead and send my instructor an email regarding my upcoming absence. So you'll notice that I used my professional email in this case, which is my student email. And then in my subject line, I enlist my course number that I'm in the course. Remember, we said that those identifiers are going to help your professor or your instructor immediately make that connection with who you are and where you are. Can you kick that door shut for me, please? Thank you. Where you are coming from, and make that immediate connection. And then my subject line is just a summary of my request or my email content. And this is going to be my upcoming absence. So I said I started with my greeting. Remember that I wanted to begin with a formal greeting. So I said, "Good afternoon, Miss Lloyd." And remember that you're going to be using those formal addressing them by their proper title. My name is Kelly Lloyd, and I'm a student in your EH 101 course. So I've done that in my subject line. I'm reiterating that right in the introduction of my email there. I'm writing today to inform you that due to an upcoming tennis match in Huntsville, I will not be in attendance at our class meeting on 11/18/21. So I am, in my introduction, I've introduced myself. I've reiterated my connection, what class I'm in, and the purpose of my email right there in my introduction. And then I need some clarifying paragraphs because I have some other information or questions that I need to ask or things that I need to double check on. So I am going to include some multiple paragraphs down so that I can do that. Although the absence should be university excused, I wanted to let you know prior to that date to see if there is anything in addition to what is listed on the syllabus that I need to make sure I take care of before our next class meeting. So I'm asking her if I'm going to miss anything in addition to what is on the syllabus. Number one, that's going to show her that I'm concerned about missing class, even though it is an unexcused, unavoidable absence. I am going to let her know that I'm interested in maintaining my grades and maintaining my status in her class. It also is going to let her know that I am checking and reading my syllabus. I know that this is what we have scheduled for that day. I'm aware of that. But is there anything else that maybe I should be aware of? I've already asked my classmate Jacob Hall to share his notes from that class meeting with me and pick up an extra copy of any handouts that you distribute that day. On the syllabus, I also see that there's a reading quiz that will be given in class on that day. Do you have any availability for me to take the quiz beforehand? I'm willing to come at your convenience. So I know I'm going to miss a quiz. I'm not waiting until after the fact to tell her that I'm going to miss the quiz, and I'm even offering to take the quiz beforehand. Now, she may reply back and say, you can take the quiz when you return to class, or she might appreciate the gesture that you're offering to take it beforehand, like you're not getting extra time to study for the other classmates. She may appreciate the initiative, and so she's going to set up a time possibly for you to come and take that before your absence. And then I have my conclusion. I'm reiterating that I'm going to be absent, and I'm going to reiterate my request. So I hate to have to miss your classes. I look forward to it each week. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration to help me stay on track. And then I'm going to end with my formal closing. Sincerely, Kelly Lloyd. And I reiterated once again my course and contact information that she can contact me at. If it's an urgent matter, she could text me on my cell or call me on my cell phone, or she could email me back at my email address. So keep in mind all of those. That's a formal structure. These are things that you could start with now. My dual enrollment students, you could be emailing your teachers at school, in your high school, these requests. I know several of you, if you're a senior, you're getting ready to do recommendation letters for scholarships and those kinds of things. And teachers really appreciate you taking that and asking for them formally, you're making your requests for recommendation letters formally like that. So those are all really good things for you to think about when you are writing a professional email. So I wish you the best of luck. Can't wait to read your professional email that you composed to close out our EH 101. I'm looking forward to next semester. I hope to see you in next semester, and we will be in touch.